Hello, everyone, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Liam.
And I'm Chloe. Liam, have you ever found it tough to use English in just normal, everyday situations? You spend all this time learning new words and phrases, but when it comes time to actually talk, it feels like they all just disappear from your brain.
All the time. It's a super common problem, and honestly, it can be really frustrating. You feel like you know the vocabulary, but making it sound natural and using it at the right moment can feel almost impossible. It's like having a toolbox full of tools, but not knowing how to build anything.
Exactly. It's one thing to know a word, and another thing to use it in a real conversation. So today, we thought we'd do something a little different and, we hope, incredibly useful. We're going to design our perfect daily routine together, all the way from waking up to going to bed.
As we chat, our goal is to give you the key vocabulary and essential phrases you need to talk about your own daily life with total confidence. By the end of our conversation, you'll have a complete blueprint for your own daily English practice. It's all about hearing the language in a natural context, which will help you sound way more natural and fluent yourself. All right, Chloe, let's build this perfect day from the ground up. For me, a perfect day has to start early. I'd wake up around 6 a.m., naturally, without an alarm clock. I find that when my body wakes up on its own, I feel so much more rested. The very first thing I do is drink a full glass of water waiting on my nightstand.
No hitting the snooze button? Wow, you're more disciplined than I am. I need to ease into the day. I prefer a much slower start. I'd set my alarm for 6:30 and then I'd probably do some gentle stretching in bed for 5 minutes before my feet even hit the floor. It really helps me feel energized and connected to my body.
That's a great idea. I should probably incorporate some stretching. After my water, I'd make my bed. I know it's a small accomplishment, but it sets a positive tone for the whole day. It's like, okay, I've already done one productive thing. Then it's off to the bathroom to splash my face with cold water. That really wakes me up. And brush my teeth.
I totally agree. A fresh start is essential. After my stretching, I'd get up and do the same. Wash my face, brush my teeth. I'd probably take a quick, warm shower to feel fully awake. For me, having that consistent morning routine just cuts down on all that morning chaos and decision making. You don't have to think, you just do. It saves so much mental energy. Okay, so we're clean, awake, and ready to go. What's next? Breakfast, of course. For me, a perfect morning has to include a healthy breakfast. I'd whip up some oatmeal with fresh fruits like berries and maybe some nuts for protein. I never skip breakfast. It's important fuel for the brain.
I'm with you on that. A good breakfast is non-negotiable. While you're making your oatmeal, I'd be brewing a fresh pot of coffee. The whole ritual is something I love. Grinding the beans, the smell filling the kitchen. It just makes me happy. For food, I'd probably have something simple but satisfying, like toast with avocado and a sprinkle of chili flakes.
Ooh, that sounds delicious. And I think while we eat is the perfect time to plan the day ahead. This is a crucial step for me. I'd grab my journal and a pen, and I'd quickly write down my top 3 priorities for the day. Just 3. It really helps me focus my energy on what truly matters instead of getting lost in a huge to-do list.
I love that top 3 approach. It's such a great way to be intentional with your time. I'd do something similar but on my phone. I'd review my calendar to see my appointments and then make a quick to-do list in my Notes app. Knowing what's coming up makes me feel organized and in control, rather than feeling like the day is controlling me. Okay, breakfast is done, the day is planned, and it's time to get down to business. In my perfect day, I'd start my work session at 8:30 a.m. sharp. I'm most focused and have the most mental energy in the morning, so I would tackle my most challenging or creative task first. Get the big stuff done before lunch.
That's a really smart strategy. I work from home, so my commute is basically just walking from the kitchen to my desk. I'd start by checking my emails, but, and this is very important, I'd set a 15-minute timer. That way, I don't get distracted and fall down an email rabbit hole where an hour disappears before I've even started my real work.
Good call. That's a classic productivity trap. My productive time would be broken into focused blocks. I'm a fan of working in 90-minute sprints. So, 90 minutes of deep, uninterrupted work, and then I'd take a short 10 or 15-minute break to walk around. During those work blocks, all notifications on my phone would be turned off. No exceptions.
I do that too. It's the only way to truly concentrate. After my 15 minutes of email triage, I'd put on some instrumental music, no lyrics to distract me, and dive into my main project for the day. Honestly, creating a dedicated and predictable work routine helps with productivity more than anything else. It tells your brain, okay, it's time to focus now. After a few hours of that deep work, a real break is crucial. Otherwise, I find my focus just disappears in the afternoon. I'd probably take my lunch break around 12:30. And for me, it's so important to step away from my desk. I'd eat in the kitchen, or if it's a nice day, maybe on my small balcony. A change of scenery is key.
Absolutely. My perfect lunch break would have nothing to do with work. No checking emails on my phone. I'd prepare a light meal, like a big salad with lots of vegetables and some grilled chicken or a simple sandwich. Something that gives me sustained energy but doesn't make me feel heavy and sleepy in the afternoon.
Exactly. The post-lunch slump is real. And after eating, I'd spend about 15 minutes doing something totally different. Maybe listen to a funny podcast, or my favorite, take a short walk around the block just to get some fresh air and sunlight. It really helps clear my head and reset for the afternoon.
I love the idea of a walk. It's a perfect way to recharge your batteries. If I could, I'd even leave my phone behind and just focus on my surroundings, the trees, the sounds of the neighborhood. A good, intentional break like that makes the afternoon session so much more productive. It's not wasted time. It's an investment in the rest of your day. All right, the afternoon work session is done. How do we end the workday perfectly to set ourselves up for a relaxing evening? I'd aim to wrap up around 5 p.m. My last 30 minutes would be dedicated to lighter tasks like organizing my digital files, tidying my desk, and answering any non-urgent emails. It's a low-energy way to transition.
That's such a good way to ease out of work mode instead of just slamming your laptop shut. I'd do something similar. I'd spend my last 15 minutes reviewing what I accomplished during the day, which is a nice confidence boost. And then I'd quickly plan my main task for tomorrow. Knowing exactly what I need to do first thing makes the next morning feel so much less stressful.
I agree, it totally closes the loop for the day. Once I'm done, I'd shut down my computer completely, not just put it to sleep. It's a powerful psychological signal that the workday is officially over. Then, if I were commuting, I'd listen to some upbeat music or an engaging podcast on the way home to shift my mindset.
Since I work from home, my commute is just closing my laptop. To create that same feeling of transition, I'd change my clothes out of my work outfit and do a quick 5-minute tidy up of my workspace. It really helps me mentally switch off from my job and be fully present for my evening. It creates a clear boundary. And work is officially done. The evening is our time now. In my perfect routine, I'd definitely dedicate some time to a hobby that doesn't involve a screen. I'd probably spend an hour doing some gardening on my balcony or maybe practice the guitar for a bit, even if I just work on a few chords.
That sounds so lovely and grounding. I think having a creative or physical outlet is really important. For me, I'd probably hit the gym for a workout. It helps me release any built-up stress from the day, and it always boosts my mood. Getting my body moving helps get my mind off of work.
Exercise is a fantastic idea. After my hobby time, I'd want to just relax. This is where I would curl up on the sofa with a nice cup of herbal tea, like chamomile, and read a book. No screens, no notifications, just some quiet time to get lost in a good story.
I love the no screens rule. It's so important for winding down. After the gym and a shower, I do something similar. I might listen to a music album from start to finish. Really listen with headphones on, paying attention to the lyrics and the instruments. It's a very mindful way to relax. These little habits are so important for your overall well-being. I'm getting hungry just thinking about all this. For dinner, I absolutely love cooking. In my ideal evening, I'd cook a healthy, flavorful meal from scratch. Maybe some grilled salmon with roasted vegetables like asparagus and sweet potatoes. For me, the whole process of chopping vegetables and combining flavors is incredibly relaxing.
I enjoy cooking too. And I think the perfect routine absolutely means eating dinner with zero distractions. That's a big one for me. No TV on in the background, no scrolling through our phones at the table. Just enjoying the food and some good, meaningful conversation.
Couldn't agree more. It's the perfect time to connect. If I were with my family or friends, we'd talk about our days, the highs and the lows. If I were eating alone, I'd just eat mindfully, really savoring each bite and appreciating the meal I made. It turns eating into a moment of gratitude.
Yes. And after dinner, we can't forget about cleanup time. I'd wash the dishes right away or at least load the dishwasher. I can't stand waking up to a messy kitchen. It feels so good to have everything clean and ready for the next day. It's like a gift to your future self. And here we are, the final and perhaps most important part of the day. To end it perfectly, I'd have a calming bedtime routine. I'd change into my pajamas, maybe do a little skincare, and then get into bed to do some light reading for about half an hour. It signals to my brain that it's time to sleep.
Me too. Reading is such a great way to wind down and escape from your own thoughts for a while. I'd also prepare for the next day. I would pick out my clothes for tomorrow and pack my bag if I have to go anywhere. It removes all that decision fatigue from the morning, which means a calmer start.
That's so organized of you and so smart. Another key part of my routine would be to put my phone away, on a charger across the room, at least an hour before I plan to sleep. The blue light from screens can seriously mess with your sleep quality. I might do some journaling instead, just to write down anything that's on my mind so I'm not worrying about it in bed.
That's a key habit for sure. It makes a huge difference. Finally, I'd turn off the lights and aim to be in bed by 10:30 p.m. Getting a consistent 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep is non-negotiable for having a good day. It lets your brain and body fully recharge and repair. Everything we've discussed today is powered by a good night's sleep. And that's it, our perfect daily routine, from sunrise to sunset. We covered a lot of phrases and ideas.
We hope you found this conversation helpful and learned some new phrases you can use in your own life. If you did, do us a favor and give this video a like, subscribe for more, and share it with a friend. It really helps our channel grow and reach more learners.
Now, it's your turn. We'd love for you to practice. In the comments below, write one sentence about your own daily routine using a phrase you heard today. For example, you could say, I try to tackle my most challenging task in the morning, or I always make my bed to set a positive tone for the day. We would absolutely love to read your examples.
Remember, building a routine and practicing your English are actually very similar. It isn't about being perfect overnight. It's about being consistent. Small daily actions add up to big results over time.
That's so true. By practicing these phrases, you're not just memorizing words. You're building the skills to talk about your real life with fluency and confidence. Thanks so much for listening.
Keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next one.